The NBA season starts tonight. 2 games. We've got bets on both of them, including a big game breakdown on the Lakers and Nuggets. I'm Lawrence Presman. My co-host today is not Teddy Covers. Andy Lang joining me and Skee Profit right off the bat. Skee, welcome to WagerTalk Today. How are you, my friend? You're excited? NBA today. I hope you continue that incredible run known as last year's NBA.
I hope so too. Can you guys hear me all right? My screen is frozen, so I just want to make sure you guys hear me okay.
We can.
Okay,
We
cool.
can.
Well, yeah, I'm thrilled that NBA is back. It's been very kind to me over the years, especially last year, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I have a lot of plays that I like to start the year, a lot of ways that I view these teams, and I'm ready to make some money.
Skee, Andy's going to be asking the follow-up questions today, and he told me before the show he's really going to go for the jugular. He's going to make Teddy look like Mother Teresa. He's going to rip you to shreds, throw you out, restructure you, bring you back with a new pick. So with that said,
Well, good thing I'm not a rookie anymore.
Yeah. With that said, brother, you got a prop bet for us. We're going to start right there. It's in the Golden State game. Tell us what you like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start this off by just saying, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of the ways that I handicap the rest of the year, I can't do just yet. We don't have those numbers, but it's still reasons why I like these bets, and it's a lot of them are very simple. So for this, go with the prop bet, Yusuf Nurkic over 8.5 rebounds. Last year, he averaged a little bit over 9 rebounds per game, and with the Warriors without Draymond Green, if we look at how they did last year versus opposing starting centers when he was out, those centers averaged just under 11 rebounds per game. So I like that. It's the first game of the season. You have for first half rust. And if, Nurkic is down there guarding Kevon Looney, he's not really a threat on the perimeter. I think he'll just be lurking around the rim and available to grab all those rebounds. So I like Nurkic over 8.5 rebounds. He just has to get to his average from last year.
Skee, what do you do with some of these guys when they come onto new teams? Because obviously the books don't know what to do with the numbers. I feel like they put out pretty vanilla player props until they figure out the role on the new team. So do you find that at the beginning of the year, this is the best time to be aggressive on these players that are joining new teams?
I don't. I just think it's a nice opportunity for Nurkic in this game. If Draymond was there, I wouldn't be on this play. Very likely to not bet any other guys who are new to join a team. But in this particular instance, I do think there's an advantage or an edge.
Welcome, everybody, to WagerTalk Today. We got Skee Profit with us. He's got 2 more NBA picks to give out. Both tomorrow, Carmine Bianco joining us. He's got a couple of NHL bets to give out, and we're going to end the show with the incredible Dave Sharapan. Andy Lang, my co-host. I'm excited, dude. I love doing the show with you. One of our listeners, I said you're going to rip Skee a new one. One of our listeners writes, Russell Deck, Andy ain't got a bad bone in his whole body. I've seen Andy's body. I will dispute that. There are a couple of bad bones, but in his heart and soul, he is the nicest guy around. Shout out to Matt Blakely. He watches the show every week. First time catching it live. We love having you. Thanks for joining us, brother. Skee, you got a bet for us on the Atlanta Hawks Charlotte game. Atlanta is minus 3.5. Total air is 235. It does go on Wednesday. What is the bet?
Yeah, this game opened Hawks minus 1.5, so it continues to climb. I did get in a little early, but I still would bet it. I think they win this game for sure. To start on the Hawks, I think it's addition and subtraction to get rid of John Collins. Like
Skee Profits froze.
Getting rid of him off of that
Skee, you're
team. They didn't
having
even really get
internet
anybody
issues.
back. They just got a draft pick. They just wanted him gone. And then last year, they got Quinn Snyder over there. And it was the first season of DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. So now you have a full offseason to build chemistry, build off of last season. You got the team buying into what Quinn Snyder is selling. You got more guys willing to play defense on the team now. If you look at Trae Young previous years, when he didn't have the ball in his hand, he would just stand there. Trae, he's looking like he's going to be playing off ball a little bit more. And over the summer, he trained with Steph and his trainer. And we've seen what Steph looks like when he's running around off ball. So I'm excited for that. And I think when Trey does that, it's going to open up the offense a little bit more and help some other guys who aren't as polished on the offensive end. So I like that. Murray already proved that he can play with this team. He was an all-star last year. They have proven big men in Capella. I'm a big fan of Okongwu out of USC, and just a good rebounding team. And on the flip side, this Hornets team is absolutely terrible. They're bottom 5 last year. They do have a new coach. They have to get used to that. Still no Miles Bridges, and it's just not a whole lot to like for this Charlotte Hornets team. So, like I said, we keep it simple to start the year. Atlanta is a lot better than Charlotte, and I think they got better this year than last year. So it'll take them to go ahead and win this game.
Skee, I agree completely. I have the Atlanta Hawks as a really good team. I love their over for their win totals. I think they actually have a really good chance to slide into the playoff spot in the East. They made it into the play-in, but I love the improvements, and I love what you said about the addition by subtraction on Collins. Love the contract they just gave Okongwu. And why is this total? Why is this spread? Why did it open up at -1.5 and -3.5? I would have put this at -6, -7. I have high hopes for this Hawks team. The spread confuses me. I don't know. Is there something we're missing, or is this just a swing and a miss by the books? Because I agree 100%.
I was thinking about that too, and I just kind of came to the conclusion of over the past couple seasons, maybe even past few seasons, Atlanta hasn't been a great road. They didn't have a winning road record last year. I think it was like 17-22 or something around there. They've been much more dominant at the house, but with the new coach, with everybody buying in, I think they can turn that around this season.
Skee Profit joining us. And Skee, listen, I know you got connections high up in the world. Can you speak to the service providers in Vegas and tell them that this is not 1983? There's a lot of technology that has been developed since. There should be no reason that they can't provide great internet to everybody in Vegas. It's flat. I mean, it's not like there's a whole bloody forest blocking it. Anyway, it's like unbelievable how bad the internet is in Las Vegas permanently. Okay.
It's a monopoly here. Cox is like the one thing you can choose, and they're not great. So I agree.
Yeah. I'm namasteing myself right now. This is ridiculous. Anyway, it's not Skee's fault, everybody. It's the bloody internet in Las Vegas. Skee, we normally only do 2 games, but what the hell? We got you on here today. You are the $2 handicapper. We'll talk about that in a sec. Let's get into some actionable info on your third one. You got a total for us on the Indiana-Washington game. Lay it on us.
Yeah, and this one is probably the simplest of them all. And I'm just glancing to see if this one continued to go up. It did open 230.5, and I saw it as high as 233.5. And right now we are looking at still some 234s popping up, even 234.5s popping up at a couple shops. And I agree completely with that move. Simple thought process here. You know what the Pacers want to do. It's the same as they were last year. They're going to run up and down, extremely high tempo, and not play a whole lot of defense. Same can be said for this Wizards team. They add Jordan Poole. He's a great scorer, great shooter. He doesn't play a lick of defense. And Kyle Kuzma, same can be said for him. It's just 2 teams where you're going to see no defense, and they're going to be running a track meet. So just building off of how I view these teams from this year and looking at the additions, I think over 233.5 is the best way to go. And it's still available at a couple books. So make sure you line shop if you like this bet.
Are you worried the Wizards don't handle their on their own end? This is an all-time bad roster. Looking at it, I mean, you've got Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole in the backcourt. Do you worry that they may not be able to hold up their end of the deal in this over, or do you think that my Pacers, admittedly horrific defense, is just going to be bad enough to let them get over? Because I agree the Wizards aren't going to play any defense. Pacers should have no problem getting there. Any worry about the Wizards starting lineup here?
No, I mean, you got 2 guys who are a walking bucket. I named them right off the bat. I trust Jordan Poole really to score versus anybody in the league. And same can be said for Kyle Kuzma. And neither one of them, I mean, both of them, they're going to jack it up. So it's just a matter of if they're hitting from the perimeter and with the defense that Indiana plays, I think they have a good chance. So I like it. I'm not worried about the Wizards side at all. The Wizards are a team that I think is going to be an over team this year. I'll be targeting them versus other teams like Indiana.
Guys, there's a reason Skee is the $2 Tuesday handicapper at WagerTalk.com. For all you new listeners, every Tuesday we pick a handicapper. We make them $2. Skee is that today. And, well, basically on the start of the NBA season, we took last year's number one most profitable NBA expert and made him the $2 Tuesday handicapper. Skee had just such an unbelievable season last year. And just to go back, we found Skee. There was so much that went through my mind there. Okay. We found Skee. When Skee joined us on Wager Talk, he had a huge NBA following on X. He was known as an NBA expert. We called him up, DM'd him. I remember all our conversations way back when. Skee, join us. No, please. Are you negotiating? Maybe, please. I'm negotiating. Okay. Do you have a representative? My people will call yours. Yours will call mine. And eventually, Skee Profit joined WagerTalk.com, and he has not disappointed. We brought you in for NBA. You have killed it, my brother. Plus 129 units last year. Just an exceptional season. I'm so thrilled for you and for us. You've got a $2 play up. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, having me on the site. I like to surround myself with good people, and that's why I just wanted to be sure that I wanted to join. And I'm happy with my decision. There's a lot of good people at Wager Talk, and I'm happy where I'm at. Last season, you can see it right there up on the screen, plus 129.23 units. I want to say about 80% on my best bets. Those are 3% or higher plays in the NBA on my last 86. So we have a play that I really love up for $2 Tuesday, and go ahead and check it out. Appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Always, my brother, always. Skee Profits. Oh, so Andy, as you've already explained to the chat room, Teddy's internet is down. Go figure, living in Las Vegas, that your internet would be down. But here's the kicker, guys. Andy goes into the chat room and writes, Teddy's internet is down. And then Big Daddy responds with, damn, hope Teddy's internet gets fixed. How does that make you feel, Andy?
I'm used to it. Punching bag over here. It's all right. The chat room is, as long as they're commenting, that's the biggest thing. It's like the John Cena thing when John Cena told one of his fellow wrestlers, when I come out, half the crowd boos, half the crowd cheers. When you come out, they're quiet. So it doesn't matter what the comments are, just as long as there are comments. Shout out to the chat room.
Yeah, and shout out to Big Daddy, Russell Deck, Javier, all you guys that are in here every day. It means the world to us and to me personally. This is my favorite part of every single day. Andy, what did we learn in the wonderful world of sports betting?
This is just a quick one, but a wise man once said, the best way to make money is a wise man. The best way to make money is to not lose it. And sometimes the best bets that you make are the ones where you lay off. And Monday Night Football was one for me. I had a lot of leans in the game. I had a lot of opinions. And in the end, when I was looking at all of them, I said, you know what? This just isn't a game that I'm confident in making a bet with my own money. And if I'm not confident enough to bet it with my own money, I'm certainly not going to ask clients to do it as well. So we did videos yesterday on Prop It Up and on Road to Millions. I say, kind of like this, kind of like that. But in the end, we didn't have any official plays. And Prez, I would have gone 1-8. I had 9 plays that I had looked at.
1-8.
1-8. The only one that would have hit was Kirk Cousins to throw an interception. I liked Alexander Madison over 11.5 rush attempts. He didn't get there. I liked George Kittle under his receiving yards. He went way over. The only thing I said was I was worried about the 49ers defense coming off of a very brutal game against the Browns. We saw the Browns have a big letdown, and sure enough, San Francisco had another letdown. And maybe that's another what did bettors learn. When these teams are coming off of really hardcore, very physical games, you look to fade them the next week. But I laid off of Monday Night Football, and I'm happy I did because we didn't lose any money. And anytime you don't lose any money, it just feels so good when you say, wow, I could have put up a losing pick. So what did bettors learn? Try and poke holes in your plays. If you're not 100% confident, that is the inside of you telling you don't put that play in. Even if it's a 2% play, those 2 units are so valuable.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at these plays and you find just a couple of things that you're nervous about, don't put them in. Your bankroll will be so happy, and you can lay off Monday Night Football. That is what I learned yesterday.
Andy, well freaking said, and it's amazing because you and I went through the exact same experience yesterday. I liked the over in that game, and man, I had written the play up. I had put it in our back end, and I did not hit submit. I backed out, so I had no plays in the NFL last night, but I liked the over, and that I would have been so pissed as well because I really thought the game played to the over. So yeah, you and I did exactly the same. We had the exact same experience. Nicely said. Guys, before we bring the bald man in, I just want to make mention that Andy, have you seen The Bear on Disney Plus?
I have not.
Dude, firstly, the acting in that show is second to none. Second to none. It is a master class in acting. The writing in that show stands on the Mount Rushmore of writing with shows like Newsroom. It is a masterpiece. It is a tough first episode. It's probably a tough first 3 episodes. They're only half, you got to get through the first 3 episodes. Chris Allen just wrote The Bear is brilliant. I think the second season of The Bear might be one of the greatest seasons in the history of television. The 7th episode of season 2, where Cousin goes into the top restaurant in the world, and it's just him learning what they do in that restaurant, was probably my favorite episode in the history of television. I cannot recommend a show enough. This is one of the best shows you'll ever see in your life. They're only half-hour episodes. Get through the first 3. You are going to thank me for it. It is absolutely freaking incredible. Okay, Andy, before we bring Carmine in, I just want to make mention, guys, this is what went down just before the show. I call Andy on the phone. I'm like, Andy, I've totally forgot how to put a futures bet into the back end of the system. I freaking designed the damn system. Granted, it was in 2003.
Co-owner of the company. Can you show me how to use my company?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Basically, I call Andy. I'm like, I can't remember how to put a future bet in. Walk me through it. Andy goes, well, what's the future bet? So I tell him the future bet. Andy says, quote, unquote, not even a paraphrase, that's the best future bet on the board.
It is.
Am I right, Andy?
It absolutely is. I was stunned that you found the one that I think is just the unquestioned best NBA future. And we have been fantastic at NBA futures. I think my futures was better than my regular season. Just the futures, there's a lot of value in it. I know it sucks to hold your money for that long, but man, when the end of that season comes around, it's like a present that you left for your future self. And
nice.
Prez, you have hit you've hit the nail on the head. This is present you giving yourself a gift for the future. I love it. You guys should go get it. It is It's the one. I
Yeah.
think there's one or two great NBA team totals, and Prez, you found the gem.
Thank you, my brother. Guys, it's up on the website right freaking now. So head over to Wager Talk and grab that. Andy Guntner, let's get a recommendation on some picks. Well, Andy, we've already done 3. We got 2 more coming. Plus, Dan Alexander writes that the Bear is brilliant, insanely accurate. So I gave you a TV show pick as well. Carmine Bianco joining us, everyone. One of my best pals on the planet. And truly, Andy, truly the nicest guy you'll ever meet. How are you, brother?
Good. Haven't seen The Bear. Probably won't watch it. Don't watch anything with Bear in it. Bad News Bears, Chicago Bears, The Revenant. The Bear dies in that one. No.
So that
Even
is just
Cocaine Bear.
anti-bear.
I'll never get my money back from watching any of these things that have bears in it. They always turn out so bad.
Okay, there's no bear
Cocaine
in
Bear.
this movie.
Did you watch? Did you Cocaine Bear? No. Hard pass on Cocaine Bear.
Anyway, Natural 8 tells me he doesn't come here for TV picks. Well, Natural 8, I'm glad you come here regardless. Carm, let's get into it, brother. Connor McDavid out for a while. Yeah. Edmonton's playing Minnesota tonight. There's always that situation where, hey, first game without your superstar, everybody rallies, everybody brings their best. We've seen money coming in on Edmonton. Are they a play tonight?
It won't make my card, but I wouldn't blame anyone for betting Edmonton. I get the whole next man up thing. We saw Pittsburgh early on last season when 2 or 3 of their players were missing, and everyone's like, let's just bet against Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh kept winning games with these guys out of the lineup, guys like, Malkin and Crosby and Gunsel. I get it. McDavid's a big part of this team, but they were still 1-4 with him in the lineup. Their only win thus far was against Nashville, where they went to Nashville and won 6-1. They're 1-4, and another bad game, returning home and losing to Winnipeg in overtime. But Minnesota hasn't been that much better. Minnesota's 2-3 on the season. Their wins are against Montreal and a Florida team. One of the first games of the season where Florida struggled for that first week of the season before getting home. So not very impressive wins, and their losses have come to Columbus, the LA Kings, the Toronto Maple Leafs. But more so is how they're losing these games. They're allowing a ton of goals, and whether it's Fleury in net, Gustafsson in net, it doesn't matter. Their last 2 home games, they've allowed 12 goals in their last 2 home games, allowing 7 to the Kings. 2 of them were empty netters. I get it. But then Columbus comes to town and puts up 54 shots on goal. When you get outshot 54-28 at home, you deserve to lose the game. So I'm not sold on Minnesota yet. And I talked about the first couple of weeks of the season to take a cautious approach because some teams aren't going to fire out of the gate. We're seeing teams that are playing well, who are good teams, but we're also seeing some very good teams not playing well. They eventually get it together. But do you really want to lose your money on these teams while you're waiting for them to get together? I'm just avoiding them, and I've taken a lower percentage and a lower volume approach to the first couple of weeks of the season, and it's fared well. The last 7 days they income up like 18 units, which is number 1 in NHL at WagerTalk, and I'm just going to continue to do that. But I'm starting to ramp it up a little bit, and tonight, of all nights, 16 games tonight, Prez. The first time I think this has happened. The NHL is doing something a little different tonight for you guys wondering. All teams are in action. Every game starts. No 2 games start at the same time. Every game starts 15 minutes after the other game starts, with a couple games starting 30 minutes after the other game starts. They're trying to do a March Madness live-looking thing on TV and the hockey networks, and we're going to see if that works tonight. But if anything, this line opened up -120 on Minnesota. Money's been coming in on Edmonton. I see Edmonton favored at a couple books on the WagerTalk live lines, which is a great tool. And I wouldn't put I wouldn't say taking the Oilers is a bad bet. Maybe they play a little bit better with McDavid out of the lineup.
Carm, I'm with you. I kind of like the spot on Edmonton. I'm pretty surprised that everyone else seems to like it too. We're going to talk the Rangers and the Flames. Two teams haven't had terrible starts, but haven't had great starts. What do you like in this game? Two teams middle of the road right now in the standings.
Yeah, it's this is one that I talked about a bit on Puck Time this morning with my co-host Andrew McInnes, and the Rangers are. It's not a gambling. Listen, this is not a betting. Something you should use in your day-to-day betting. But the Rangers are zigzagging right now, and we're not talking the rolling papers. We're talking they're alternating wins and losses right now, and I get it. They're playing well. I think they're 3-2 thus far, but they haven't really played anybody that that I would say is a top quality team right now. Anyone that they've played are teams that are either struggling or who aren't going to be anywhere near that playoff bubble when the time comes. They've had a couple days off. Obviously, the Flames return home off a 5-game Eastern road trip, and normally during the middle of the season, late in the season, I will fade a team that's a West Coast team returning from the East Coast on a 4-game or longer road trip, or vice versa, because I think that first game back is a tougher one. But the Flames, they hit the road for 5 games after opening up their season 5-3 at home against Winnipeg, and then they proceed to go 1-4 on this road trip. And maybe, getting back home is what they need. But you look at them. You can find a team sometimes that doesn't look like they're playing well, but are playing well and just aren't scoring, and that's the Calgary Flames. The last 4 games they've played, they've had the better statistical numbers in each game, the better analytics, expected goals, but they've been on the wrong side of the win-loss column. Maybe returning home and playing the Rangers is what they need. And I'm not saying the Rangers are a bad team, but we've seen the Rangers struggle at the beginning of the season. They did it last year. Shesterkin struggled last year at the beginning of the season. He's 2-2 this year with a 3.14 goals against average, 8.79 save percentage. Not great numbers for him. He's 0-2 against a 5.5 goals against average lifetime. Whereas Markstrom, who should be in goal tonight, is 9-2-2 lifetime versus the Rangers with a 2.14 goals against average and a 915 save percentage, or 2.48 goals against average, 915 save percentage. So as far as the goalies go, I get it. Shesterkin is the better overall goalie, but right now could be Markstrom at home. He played well in the opening one, and he has played well for them this season. He struggled last season immensely. He looks like he's refound his game. We just need Calgary to start scoring some goals. So we'll see if that happens tonight. The books are begging you to take the Rangers minus 125, I think. I'm taking the plus money with the Calgary Flames.
Carmine Bianco, everybody. Carm, you got a big 5% play up in the NHL for tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, only one thus far this season. Last year, a great NHL season. We hit our first 5% play. Like I said, it's been a low volume approach thus far, but the first one won. I've got one I like tonight. A ton of games tonight. We've got 3 other additional plays, so that one day all access isn't a bad way to go. I may add some player props along the way as well too, but that $39 one day all access is going to get everything I released, including some afternoon soccer games as well.
Carmine Bianco, everyone. Man, that was awesome. We love having you on. Guys, you can see him on Puck Time every single day, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's one of our most watched shows, and without question, one of our most loved shows. Andy, I hope you've checked out wagermerch.com. The shirt with the Puck Time logo is up. Guys, take a look at that site. We're going to start promoting it full on in the next couple of weeks. But you can go over there and you can get merchandise for all of the Wager Talk shows, as well as slogans, as parlays are for losers. There's always Monday Night Football. If you're laying, you're playing, or whatever Teddy's one is. It's all over there. Check it out. WagerMerch.com. Andy, you have a big game breakdown. Let's hear it, brother.
Yeah,
music.
All right, I'm just you almost didn't recognize it from the original. Yeah, let's take a look at the Lakers and the Nuggets, and I like the Lakers in this spot. This line was around 5.5. I'm seeing some books have moved it to +5, and I like the +5. Lakers got swept by the Nuggets in the playoffs, but they played the Nuggets tough in those games. They only lost by 2, 11, 6, and 6. So this was not, it goes down as a sweep, but it wasn't like they were getting blown off the court in every game. LeBron and Anthony Davis should be the healthiest they will be all season tonight. So if you're looking to get a healthy Anthony Davis, this may be your best chance. And Prez, 4 out of the last 5 defending champs have lost the season opener outright. Not just ATS, but outright. It is a grueling thing to win the NBA championship. You are playing a ton of minutes and a ton of games. And I have some questions about Jokic's motivation now that they've won a championship. This guy is very open. He would much rather be in his home country, watching his horses, being involved in horse racing. He achieved the pinnacle of winning an NBA championship. And what did he want to do? Go home. He didn't want to celebrate with his teammates, didn't want to celebrate in Denver, just wanted to go home. So it wouldn't surprise me if they kind of come out of the gate in the mud a little bit here. I love the step up for Austin Reeves. He played big in the playoffs. He had great experience on the national team. If you're looking for a player prop in this one, take a look at Austin Reeves over 15.5 points tonight. It's a guy who averaged 21.3 against Denver in the playoffs. He did not miss a free throw. He shot 56% from three-pointers. And Prez, if there's one guy who loves being in the spotlight, for better or for worse, who would love nothing more than all the attention to be on him tonight,
It'd be me.
It is LeBron James. No. There is a bigger ego in this world than you, and it is LeBron James, who I love dearly. I expect a big game from LeBron. I think he wants to let the world know that he's not done yet, and the Lakers are going to make one more run at a championship. I think the Nuggets have a little bit less motivation than the Lakers tonight. I love getting this +5, and I just cannot take my eyes off that the last 4 out of 5 champions have lost outright on opening night. Give me the Lakers +5. Give me Austin Reeves over his point total, and maybe just a little sprinkle on the Lakers money line.
Andy, I spent a day with LeBron James. Somehow I got myself invited to Steve Wynn's private pool at the Wynn about, could be 12 years ago. And there was only one person at the pool, and his name was LeBron James. And I challenged him to a race, swimming race. He did not accept. But he was, in all seriousness, Andy, he was an incredible guy to hang out with. I must have spent 4 hours, just the two of us at the pool. And it was one of the best days of my life. But you know what day was better? The day I met the world famous Dave Sharapan. I mean, that is right up there, dude. That is like at the highest level of celebrity that you can possibly meet. Hey, Dave, how are you, bro?
Hello, sir. I'm having a little bit of issues seeing you guys right on my end and hearing you right. So hopefully you can hear me. I sound okay. Thanks, Prez, for that, nice little intro. Andy, good to see you. No drama on a Tuesday. That's good. It's Flex Tuesday. There's a zillion hockey games.
Look how good
There's
that's
a couple
getting,
NBA
man.
games. What?
He just said he can't see. He just said he can't see us or hear us.
I can
well,
see you
it's
now.
okay. Everyone else
and you're
can.
doing a
Frozen on my
visual
screen.
thing.
It's frozen on my screen. A picture of Prez posing. No, we got a lot to talk
horrible.
about. Let's
Okay,
go.
Dave.
Get in the Slack.
Dave, we're
Somebody
going
take
to get
control of
in
this
there. But
conversation.
listen, guys, why are you not, like, let's go, man. I mean, 73 likes, 74 likes. The fact that Teddy is not on the show is worth 20 likes right there. Then the fact that Andy is with us is another 20. I got some NHL picks I want to give out in the daily presidential address. I need 50 more likes. Russell Deck loves this freaking show, and we love Russell. Dave, NBA, let's start right there, brother. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? Any suggestions on the 2 games tonight? Any potential future bet? Give us some info, some valuable info on the NBA.
I think valuable info.
This Vegas,
we know where
this Vegas
Dave
internet
lives,
is
Andy.
dominating. This Vegas internet is dominating the show in all the worst ways.
Yeah.
I
Dave,
don't know what to
sorry,
tell
bro. You're going to have to start again, man. NBA info.
Tread cautiously. I tell everybody betting it's 1 of 82. Don't go crazy. All right. I just heard Bradley Beal. It's the first game of the season. He's not playing. Is that true? So the move came. Golden State's going to play. That's what I've heard. That game under. Who knows? I don't know. I think dog in the game, Denver game, I would take the Lakers, I guess, but no real strong opinion yet. Listen, it's a lot of evaluation. Tomorrow we'll get a look at all the teams. I'm focused on hockey today, Prez.
As you should be, Dave. You should also be focused on finding a new internet provider, but that's not your fault. Dave, let's go straight into hockey, and then Andy's going to get some football info out of you. Hockey, we got a ridiculous slate of games. I think without question, the scheduler patted himself on the back for coming up with this genius staggering idea. I don't understand it. So out of the 700 games tonight, have you spotted any good bets for our listeners?
The Knights game is the last game of the night for you guys back east. It'll be late, but it'll probably be worth staying up for and going under in the game. Just keep an eye on it. Vegas has been really, really good. And it's one of those games that I think the natural inclination will be to play over, but under's probably to play. And boy, oh boy, Edmonton and Minnesota. I don't even know how you make a favorite in this game. Something's wrong with Edmonton. McDavid is not going to play, from what I understand. This might be the game that Minnesota gets them. Game's probably, I don't know how even the total's going to go. There's a lot of question marks. It's a lot of odd matchups today, and a lot of prices where, how is Columbus minus 140 over anybody? But, them and Anaheim likely over, and Toronto and Washington also an over. So that's the initial looks, at least with a full slate of hockey every 15 minutes. It's an absolute hockey fan's dream today. From 3 o'clock Pacific to 8 o'clock Pacific, you got a game starting every 15 minutes. I love it.
Dave, NFL, the public we'll just say, didn't have a great weekend. I'm just trying to put that right there. So the public just, took a bath. So what happens when the public has one of the worst weekends? This has got to be one of the worst weekends of the year. Do the books make any adjustments? Does the public come back and play it cautious? Do they try and chase and get it all back? What's it like when the public just gets destroyed on a weekend in the NFL?
Well, it's crazy because, NBA is starting. There's a full slate of hockey games. People will veer away from it during the week and go, all right, I don't have to worry about betting on NFL. But they'll come back in full force, and they'll come back on the same teams that they bet on and insist on being right. But, there's a couple games that when you look at the board, they're going to come with Kansas City again. They're going to come on Monday night. How do you not come on Detroit against Vegas? So they'll do that. The Bears and the Chargers, what do you make of the Bears after they beat the Raiders? And then they go and get a huge amount of points against the Chargers, a team who just looks so good in those uniforms. Herbert looks so good every week. People continue to bet them, and they don't cover. Now they're laying a gigantic number. The Bears 100% will be a play there. There's going to be a lot of teasers this week, Andy. That's the other thing. There's a lot of, like last week, there was a lot of spreads where it was, 2 or 3. Now you see some 9.5, some 8.5, some 7.5. So I think you're going to have a big difference week-wise as far as that goes. Dallas will be a play against the Rams because the Dallas was off and the Rams lost a game that they probably should have won. If they played that game 10 times, they probably beat the Steelers
Please don't
9
mention that
times out of
game.
10.
That game
Sorry.
still, dude, that was my $2 Tuesday play last week, and still
Ooh.
upset about it, but
Yeah,
it happens.
sorry. All right.
Dave, we'll get some college football soon, but we got a game 7 in baseball tonight. Arizona, Philadelphia. Man, I love playoff baseball. I hate regular season baseball. I find it completely unwatchable. But the slowness of the game, which destroys watching it in the regular season, is the reason I love it in the playoffs, because it builds that drama up. How do we bet tonight's baseball game?
As good as Fought and Ranger Suarez were in a game in Arizona, you probably expect the same as far as the total. I think the game goes under. When you really look at things, Phillies bats have gone cold. They haven't. They scored so many runs and hit home runs in the beginning of the series, and now, they've lost 3 of the last 4. The total's 8, which again, it makes perfect sense, but it's not the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers have their whole lineup is hitting right now, and they got 2 guys in the middle or at the top with Garcia and Seager that are hitting. You got to check the lineups today, Prez, because if Bohm is still hitting in the middle of that lineup, he's been an absolute just black hole, and it's killing the ability.
There we go. Talk about killing the ability. What is it, Eddie Cox?
He's back.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm sorry, dude. Listen, this happens. It's called Las Vegas Internet. Continue.
No, I said the game's going under. That's probably the play based on what we've seen so far from both Fought and Suarez. The Phillies team total may be under. If they win, it's probably a 3-2 game. I think the Diamondbacks are live as far as the side. They pushed it up sidewise, and now they're coming back on the Diamondbacks. So what happens in a game 7 that's one step away from going to the World Series, there's a lot of people kind of getting off future positions or adding to future positions. So you'll see that as well. Enjoy the game. That's all I can tell you. Bet it in game. There's a lot of options. I think it'll be a low-scoring game tonight.
Dave Sharapan joining us every Tuesday. He's here with us, gives us his time. Dave, what do you have to promote? Where can people hear you?
Well, I wish I could promote the internet service being better. I apologize for that. I have no idea what's wrong.
Not your fault,
Bostonia versus
Damn
the book.
Cox.
Yeah, Bostonia versus the book every day, Monday through Friday. We're on about 11 o'clock Pacific, which is 2 o'clock Eastern, live every day. YouTube at Boston versus the book, Sirius XM, Sports Grid TV. I'll be on Sports Grid later tonight on in-game live every night from 5 to 7 Pacific. It's 8 to 10. And then MLB Network's done. We're talking to the NHL about doing some stuff there. And then cash considerations. Me, our esteemed producer here, Dan Alexander, and Anthony Yanitzi every single week. Plays, picks, fun, and newbies nuggets. That's it. Thanks, Prez. Thanks, Andy. Good to see you, sir. Last time I was supposed to see you, you weren't feeling well. So I'm glad you look good and you sound good. So that's good to know.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Dave
Sharapan. Sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
No, Dave has to get an agent to get him on some more shows or something. What is he? Was there like a 13-minute break in that schedule? How many shows is Dave on? Love that guy.
Oh, yeah,
yes, we were supposed to hang out in Vegas and missed it.
It's insane. So, Andy, just to summarize, Dave started his segment by saying he can't see and ended his segment by saying you look good.
Yeah. It sounds like my golf game. Like, oh, I can't see it. It looks good. It's only behind that tree a little bit. So, no, I love Sharapan. I was supposed to hang out with him in Vegas, and then yes, I got sick and had to come home. So missed opportunity. And shout out to the chat who was just lighting it up. I'm pretty sure Teddy's internet works just fine because apparently all of his burner accounts are in the chat telling everyone how much better the show is with Teddy on it. You're not fooling me, Mr. Covers. You're not fooling me, Mr. Covers. I see you.
Where? Who said that? I see we have a lot of Teddy Oh, that's you. Stop crying, me. Andy. Teddy will be back soon.
You called me for like an hour before the show. I think I'm doing a good thing. I jump in and substitute. My internet works just fine. I think I'm bringing good stuff to the table and whatever. Shout out. Nothing but love, positive vibes. Let's cash tonight. NBA is up for me, Prez. I got my first NBA play of the season ready to go. NHL, Prez, Carmine was talking low volume. I only have 5 plays in NHL so far this year, 4-1. And I'm going to continue to do that along with NBA. It's perfect. You don't have to invest a lot of units. It's a lot more quality versus quantity. So very excited to kick off NBA season tonight.
There we go. Akita Vegas says numbers speak for themselves. Prez, numbers are down today. I guess they're blaming you for our numbers being down. Just to let you guys all know, Tuesday is always down. Come on,
it's always down. Mondays and Fridays are the big show. It's not.
Like, come on. Come on. Andy's incredible, man. As good as it gets. Andy Lang, thanks for co-hosting with me. Guys, we got 131 likes. It's time for your daily presidential address. Okay, boys, I got a bunch of NHL picks to give out tonight. I do want to make mention, I got, this is my biggest NHL card of the year tonight. Okay, we're only 2 weeks into the season, but very rarely do I have 5 NHL plays on one day. The last time I did that, I had a winning night, 3-2. I have 5 plays going tonight. One of them is a 4% play. I absolutely love. Honestly, I could have put out 10 plays tonight. So the plays that I didn't put out, I'm going to give you all right now. And let's start right off the bat with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, Homer Lawrence, -176. I take them in regulation. Washington is not a good team. I've been telling you guys that all along. I had the Leafs against Tampa Bay on Saturday night. It was a miracle win by the Leafs, and I think it sets them up nicely for tonight. They'd gone 2 games in a row with only 1 goal. They finally got 4 on Saturday night. I think the floodgates will open. I like the Leafs in regulation. I like the Chicago Blackhawks tonight, guys. They are +200. +200. They're playing the mighty 5-0 Boston Bruins. This is a bad spot for Boston and a good spot for Chicago at 2-1. I'm going to take a flyer on the Chicago Blackhawks. I also like the over in the Vancouver-Nashville game. I think we're going to see Vancouver play to the over all year long, and Nashville will be up and down on the over. They're going to be able to score goals. 6.5, take the over. And my last bet to give out to you guys is the Calgary Flames. Carmine agreed. He came on WagerTalk today and discussed it. The Calgary Flames against the Rangers. Great spot to bet on Calgary and an even better spot to bet against the Rangers. Make sure to grab my NHL 5-pack. Andy Lang, shout out to you. No notice. You nailed it. What a great show. Thank you, Skee Profit, Carmine, Dave Sharapan, Andy Lang. We are done. It is Shawarma Tuesday. See you all tomorrow.